Hopefully we can drive it down.
En so wild, hulle moet hom met nette vashou.
The conrod's bent. The head looks bad, the turbo's stuffed, so obviously something didn't like what was happening. And the nice thing is we're not butchering a decent one. Off the trailer.
Some people would take a rare Mitsubishi Lancer, polish it up, garage it, let it raise in value. Not us, eh? We're about to strip this thing apart, rebuild it, and not take it to Cars and Coffee, but to take it sideways.
We can divide and conquer.
Yeah.
So
I'll do front
two
seats.
front seats, I'll hook the back seats out and start stripping door panels.
Every great build starts the same way, by taking everything apart. You don't start with horsepower. You start with bolts that refuse to move and a plan that's already out of date.
We'll strip out the seats, the center console, the door panels, take that out first, and the carpets, and then we'll move on from there.
Stripping a car is the automotive version of truth serum. The paint lies, the wiring lies, and the bolts, well, they tell the truth, but usually in bad language.
Just do it nicely, David.
You can tell what kind of life cars live by the way it fights back. And this Evo, let's just say it's got stories.
That's a meth lolly.
Where did you find that? Wait, where did you find that? What do you think about taking some tuck?
I've actually had that conversation with Leanne. She didn't speak to me for 2 days.
This car's either had a wild owner or someone really misunderstood the word boost.
I have a sneaky feeling that these come out that one way. That way. Only you, but did you get shocked now?
I'm a funny bun.
Well, it's not that funny, is it?
This part of the job isn't glamorous. No one posts it on Instagram. It's noise, blood, and a mounting pile of why did they do this moments. But this is where you learn who built it, who broke it, and who tried to fix it after drinking. Every removed panel is a tiny autopsy.
Hello. What's up, Jojo?
So if it does strip the edges and you've got a butterfly socket like this, swap over to the hex one and it should come out.
You start seeing the car's personality. Every dent, every mismatched bolt, every place someone cared just enough to cut corners. It's messy, it's exhausting, and it's the most honest the car will ever be. This is the moment it stops being a used car and starts being a project. Most people look at this and see a mess. Builders see a blank canvas that smells like fuel. Every knuckle cut, every stubborn fastener. It's the car talking back, and right now, it's telling us, I've survived the worst. Decades ago, in another shop that smelled exactly like this one, a man named Ken Miles tore down a car for the same reason, to find the flaw before it found him. What he discovered would change motorsport forever. Ken Miles, British-born, tank mechanic turned race car whisperer, the kind of guy who could diagnose a misfire by smell. Ford had declared war on Ferrari. They built a monster called the GT40. 7 liters of ego wrapped in aluminium. It was fast, violent, and just unstable enough to make drivers question their will to live. At Sebring, one of the cars went off. It hit a pole and the fuel tank split. The driver never climbed out. Suddenly, every GT40 in the world looked like a casket with sponsorship decals. Miles went back to the shop, looked at his car and said, "Right, we're tearing it down. Not a tune-up, a full autopsy." And he found it, a flaw in the fuel system. A vent too close to the exhaust, a bracket ready to shear under G-forces, a spark away from another Sebring. He fixed it, quietly, without a press release, then went back to work like nothing happened. 3 months later, Ford returned to Le Mans. The cars ran 24 hours flat out and none of them burned. Miles led the pack, and Ferrari vanished in the mirrors. History changed a gear. People remember the photo finish. 3 GT40s crossing together. What they forget is that the victory started weeks earlier in a quiet garage, when one stubborn mechanic refused to trust the blueprint. That teardown didn't just build a faster car. It built the idea that safety and speed could coexist. Everyone thinks building cars is about adding things. Bigger turbos, better suspension, more power. But the truth is, the most important part of every build is what you remove. The weak metal, the bad habits, the shortcuts. And you strip the problem until all that's left is the truth. The irony is this part, the teardown, is the least satisfying thing you can film. There's no glory shot here, no dyno number. Just a pile of parts and 3 guys wondering how they'll remember where everything goes. But this is where every great story begins. Not when the car fires up, but when it falls apart on purpose. You don't wait for disaster to teach you. You simulate it, you tear it down, and you make it better. By the time this cage goes in, we'll know every inch of this car by heart. Every thread, every panel, every place it flexed. That's how a build becomes personal. Not through money, but through repetition. Through time spent learning the car's language. You learn patience, you learn humility, and if you're lucky, you learn that destruction isn't the opposite of creation. It's the first step. The car looks dead right now, but this is how all living things start. As a skeleton waiting for energy. The same way the GT40 did, the same way we all do.
I bought this 2 years ago, the files in this. Yeah, so the base, but and then this tubing, I had that tubing I bought, like a 6mm tube. I don't know if we still have it.
When you need a roll cage but you don't own a tubing bender, most people just buy one. But obviously we're not most people.
Because we're not the sharpest tools in the shed, eh?
We're those kind of lunatics who decide to build a roll cage bender from scratch because what could possibly go wrong? This right here is where projects either become real or become scrap, or a little bit of both. These chunks of steel are about to become the heart of our manual bender. Not hydraulic, not pneumatic, no jack, no cheating. This is a pure old school grab the handle and commit bender.
So this is the main dive that the tube will pretty much follow in bending it. That big skewer, quite a bit to go. So that I faced it off so that it's straight, and then I'll cut it down to dimension, and then I'll put the groove in the half, the 20mm radius in it for the 40mm pipe, so that it can follow and have a guide to go around. Right now, it's because the dies are all different sizes, so we're just trying to work out what's going to work and what's not good. Okay.
Picture motorsport in the early days. Drivers in cloth caps, no seatbelts, skinny tires, and confidence that was wildly out of proportion with reality. And safety? Ha! If the car rolled, the car usually won. Back then, rollover protection was basically hoping you got thrown clear. Which is, to be clear, not a safety plan. Eventually people realized, hey, maybe a human shouldn't be the strongest part of the car. So the roll bar shows up. A simple hoop behind the driver. Primitive, but better than nothing. And once that idea existed, it spread fast because it turns out surviving is popular. Then racing got quicker, cars got grippier, and crashes got uglier, and a single hoop stopped being enough. Engineers did what engineers always do when reality starts punching them. They added triangles. That's the moment the roll cage became a real cage. Not just a bar to stop the roof from flattening you, but a structure that controls where the impact goes. The cage takes the energy and routes it through strong points instead of through your skeleton, which is, again, a solid upgrade. And here's the fun side effect nobody tells you. Cages also make the car stiffer. Suddenly the chassis stops flexing like a plastic chair. Steering gets sharper, suspension works like it's supposed to, and the car starts behaving like a serious machine. So the roll cage becomes the perfect 2-for-1 mod, safety and performance. We have different motorsports, same idea but different flavors. Rally cars need to survive tumbling down scenery at speed. Road race cars need stiffness and side impact protection. Drag cars need to handle straight line violence. And drifting is ballet, if ballet involves smoke, walls, and occasionally touching doors with your friends at the opposite lock. So drift cages usually look like road race cages with extra "please don't let the wheel join me inside the cabin" bracing. Beefy door bars, smart triangulation, and footwell protection because drift crashes don't always happen head-on. They happen creatively. The bottom line is roll cages evolve from zero to hero. They save lives, they stiffen rides, and in our case, they give us an excuse to build ridiculous tools and play with fire.
If you loop it.
We didn't just build this tool to make one part, we built it to unlock the rest of the build. And now that it works, there's no going back. From here on out, progress looks like steel moving, sparks flying, and problems getting solved the old-fashioned way. Up until now, we've been building towards something, a tool, a capability, a way to stop talking about the roll cage and actually start making one. And now the bender is bolted down, the tubing is marked, and the excuses are gone. From here on out, progress looks like steel moving and sparks flying, and obviously problems getting solved the old-fashioned way. Obviously this episode wasn't about the cage yet, it's about making the thing that makes the cage possible. So the next episode, well, that's the EVO starting to grow a spine.